Alright, y'all, what is going on? Back with another video. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. Early morning, Monday, out here working, same old, you know how it goes. Alright, with that being said, man, keep maintaining. If you're maintaining grind, if you need to keep grinding, make it happen. You know, it is what it is. Christmas is coming up, you know what to do. Alright, let's talk about the topic of the day. Harada of Tekken is walking away from Bandai Namco. He's been the lead developer for a very long time. He's been there for decades, and he is walking away. I don't want this to be a situation where people think that this is good riddance because of what happened with Tekken 8. I mean, this guy was the lead person on all the other Tekkens, and those games are great. Every single one of them, from Tekken 1 to Tekken 7, and even some parts of Tekken 8 is really, really awesome. Now, Season 2 kind of ruined it, so people are probably looking at this like, you know, he had to step down because of this, that, and the third. Well, we kind of knew that Harada kind of wasn't doing things after T7. I mean, he was there, but it was in a different direction, and it was in other people's hands. So I'm not necessarily going to put all the weight on him as far as what happened with Tekken 8. But I just want to sit back and remember all the things that he's done and what he spearheaded throughout the entire series of Tekken. I mean, this was a game that was built off the PlayStation 1. And, you know, you look at Tekken 1, 2, and 3, those games are great. Tekken 3 is a masterpiece. T4 kind of fell back a little bit, even though a lot of people are starting to appreciate that game now. I've been playing a lot of it lately, and T4 is actually really solid. And you know, then the legendary Tekken 5 came out, and T5 was just, I mean, that to this day is probably like the best Tekken ever put out. You know, between 3 and 5, you know, you're almost like 1A, 1B. But T5 was so good. And then, you know, Dark Resurrection that came out on PlayStation 3 was just as awesome. And now you talk about the tag games, Tag 1 and Tag 2, those are great as well. T6 is kind of overlooked. Tekken 6 was kind of overlooked, and I get it why it was overlooked. But, you know, Tekken 7 kind of gave it a resurgence as far as the brand and the name, and people went back to Tekken 6 a little bit, but T7 was almost just as good as T5. I mean, Tekken 7 was really, really awesome. And then you got T8 came out, and Tekken 8 started off good, and then you start to realize a lot of mechanics that was in the game was kind of pulled from other games. You look at Soul Calibur, you look at even Dead or Alive, because I think one of the lead developers, or the lead person from DOA 5, was bought over, so you saw a lot of that in there as well. And Tekken 8 is okay. I'm not saying it's a bad game, it's just okay. And I think that it could have been better. Season 2 kind of soiled it, but I don't think that should be the end-all, be-all for Harada. You know, that shouldn't define him. But, you know, you have a lot of people out here always think on the mentality of, what have you done for me lately? I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, we can look at it in sports. We can look at it in you know, any form of production-based business, perform entertainment business. Is always that last few, you know, instances that what defines you. You know, so and that kind of sucks. Also, you know, Harada, I think he had like a little bit of health issues or whatever the case may be, and I think he's stepping away, and that could be a part of it as well. But I do feel that if I really have to be honest, I think it was probably time for him to step away either way. I think after, you know what, 8, 9, 10, 11 games that you put out, and I think you've done what you set out to do. Your footprint is there. I think it's time to put the game in other people's hands that are well trusted, and you know that will be pointing this game in the right direction. I can't remember the person's name, but I think the person who is going to be over Tekken now is the same one who did Tag 1 and Tag 2, or they did Tag 2 and T6 or something like that. I know they was over the tag game. So if that's the case, I think that Tekken's going to be in pretty good hands. You know, I think they just need to clean out a couple of things that happened with Tekken 8 and get back to the basics and try to make the game look pretty cool based on what the game is built off of. I mean, that's the stuff that's, you know, that's the stuff that really make games awesome. You build off what brought you there and make that part just as cool as the last time. You know, you don't have to try to change too much up. You know, you got to understand that's what Mortal Kombat has been going through for the last few years now, is that they kind of got away from the roots, what brought them there, and they started doing extra stuff that really ain't had much to do with the game. And you got to get back to what you know. So with that being said, you know, I wish Harada well. Hopefully he does everything in his power to keep his health up. I mean, guys, health is wealth. Get your health together. You know, just try your best. I mean, I don't know. I think he had an issue with his kidneys or whatever. You know, drink a lot of water. You know, drink all the nutrients you need to keep your body up on point. Eat the right foods. Get a little bit of exercise in, even if it's walking. It does a lot. Walking will put years on your life. You know, it would add years to your life. It really would. So take care of yourself. You know, you don't want to be in a situation where you're at a fairly young age, you know, you're in your 50s and your body feel like it's 70 or whatever the case may be. You just don't want to be in those situations. But I mean, I could talk about health all the time, all day long. You know, that's just one of my things as of late. But shout out to Harada. Thank you for everything. Really appreciate what you've done for the fighting game community. Tekken is one of the best franchises, you know, ever when it comes to fighting games or just games in general. I have all the games. I love all the games. I play them. And matter of fact, like I said, I was just playing Tekken 4 the other day. It can't stop, won't stop. But with that being said, I'm going to get up out of here. Y'all take it easy. Y'all be blessed. And like I said, take care of yourselves. All right, y'all, I'm out. Peace.